Hello everyone, Block Burn here. I come bearing a wonderful video to you today. Not on the reborn items or the superstitious items, because I don't have them all yet. However, I will show you my process of getting the items that I need by showing you my new magnificent setup. Now, if you remember, I couldn't even skip, more than a couple lives in my previous video. But then the reborn price got nerfed to a actual realistic price. So you can skip 20 if you get a centillion. And also I used my brain and made a setup that's actually worth it. Now it's still a little slow, but I also don't have everything yet. So I just load that in instantly and made it so that it can stay there just so I can go through the setup super quickly. It's going to lag a little bit. In fact, here, let me put my graphics to max just so it lags as much as possible. I usually turn particles off, though, so that reborning is instant rather than taking a minute. I start by getting the mine going, of course. The ores are kind of being a little slow. And in fact, the mine broke because of it. That should be enough ores, so we'll just let that go. So yeah, this is my setup. This. So I'll show you around. We got the star loop, of course. I do not know if this will be enough ores, so this might be a failed first attempt. It fails probably once every 10 attempts. And when it fails, I still reborn, just I don't skip very much. So just because I didn't want to change this much, and most of these conveyors are somewhat fast, I have the first line just be ordinary, and then I have the second line be an ore cannon. So it goes through these upgraders, and these ores are on fire too, so I can get bonus fire upgrades with the Heartbreaker, for instance. And then it goes through the turbine chamber, and then it goes through all this goods. And it goes through this line quite quickly. So it's about your ordinary ore cannon setup. I'll show it once the ores are actually going by. They go by pretty quickly. This is very precise. And some ores do die here, but most of them actually manage to get through that 1x1 space. Which I'm quite happy that that works. It's almost a flex with how precise it is. I mean, in order for it to be that precise, you have to actually make a little thing for it, which does subtract, a second or two. But I need to skip 20, and I don't have that many hydras yet. I only have 10 at the moment. And I bought like 4 hydras worth of it, so that's why my shards are pretty low right now. And I just hit 1 billion points, and that's in part by the fact that I also run point and ore farms while this setup is going the entire time. This might work. I think we have a few ores, so I might actually skip 20 despite very few ores. Yep. Now I get anywhere on average, if the setup doesn't mess up, to the actual 1 suffix below centillion that I need to skip 20 with, to infinite money. That is my range in price. If it messes up, I obviously don't get nearly as much. However, that was a success. Now I'm going to put it to 1 graphics now and just see if it runs any better at all. I'm going to be upgrading my computer soon because apparently Miner's Haven is too intensive for it. Runs perfectly 60 FPS on any other game on Roblox. This one, 20 FPS. Is it hard to run a point farm setup while your ores are going? Yeah. Is it worth it? Well, if you want to go for 2 boards at once, yes. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. This is oh, also thanks for the shouts. But I am life 102,000, so this is my 100,000 setup. Probably should have mentioned that at the start because that could be what I named this video. I very happily reached life 100,000. Probably not even on the top 25 yet for reborns, but also we got a few no cheaters there as well. So the setup's actually running a bit poorly right now. It's going a bit slow, but that's okay. I'll be able to downscale this a bit once I get a few more items that I actually need, and then it maybe won't lag as much. However, I love how I made this setup. I might put a few more walls in. It might make it lag more, but it'll just make it look better. And I got my perfect 1 line there. Second line, put an iron mine chan because She really helps. The Telemonster, and then the third row is my point farm. This might be close. I got two red oranges coming. No, I got E+, it's fine. Advanced Reborns are at least rare though, so you're not gonna get spammed with igneous forges anymore. You'll still get them, but they won't be every Reborn. Oh, I went outside of the base. Now Cradle's playing. Great. Also, as a side note, these maps are absolutely amazing, especially this one. If I were to jack this to graphics 10, this place looks like heaven. This is the Executive Private Island, by the way. Which has been long awaited. Years. And you finally have just another reason to get Executive. It's not a great reason. I mean, it's just cosmetic in this case, but it's nice looking. It's always night too, by the way. And you know how useful that night thing is? That means this optic origin is completely useless. Ha ha ha. Video on the superstitious items coming shortly. I just need to get them all first. I am short 2. Because I have been very unlucky with my last 7,000 reborns. Excellent. Now I'm hoping by the time I get this setup fully optimized, I can cut another half minute off of it. My fastest reborn times, by the way, is usually a bit under 3 minutes. I think the fastest reborn time I got with this setup was 2.6 so far. Which, for getting Centillion consistently, that's not too bad. The reborn price caps at 80,000 if I'm correct. And another 20k skipped. Casually walking about with no legs, it's alright. You know, if there's one thing that's slightly irritating, it's that since these boxes snipe your base occasionally, sometimes items won't load because of it. So you gotta be careful with that. I mean, I gotta say, if you do have the Shadow Box Game Pass, it's always night here, so you're going to have them consistently dropping, so the boxes won't be an issue. My ore farm is slightly slow since you are combining both setups together. But it works. At least in the ore department, it works. Not so much points. Probably a full day of grinding this with, like, reborns and points. I'd probably get about 100 million points. Or not 100 million, maybe 50 million. That's not terrible, though. The actual important thing is actually reborning because I need the items. I want to get the enchantments so badly. If you want any hints of what I think about the superstitious items so far, I think enchants are better. And this will be the final reborn I do, so I will go ahead and show you it one more time. These lines are just the backbone necessities. We got the wonderful farm, pulsars, and that. This is where the ores get G'd into the void drive. We got the hydras and the blasters. I'm just still using the Book of Knowledge. It's not necessarily the best furnace. We got the new igneous lighting, which is pretty good. The ore memer is slightly better because I have a professional upgrader here. So it's probably more like 10 times. Ore memer is just good, honestly, because of its fast conveyor. It makes it that much more worth it, and it's not that big. Syrian heat's pretty good, so I added that with the fire. I have my second Zarbomba. I can get a third one, I just haven't yet. Because now the cap's 3, so that's useful. It means you don't have to get as many. The moon is absolutely enormous on this map, which I find very nice. And last but not least, we actually had a technical failure. Because I am just short of skipping 20 lives. Or are we? Do we have another friend coming? Nope. Well, like I said, it happens, but that's alright. Because look, I still got the green tea latte, the most useless reborn out of this entire like assortment. My actual review on not only the items, but this update in general will be coming very soon as I have everything to actually conclude that knowledge. Thank you so much for watching, and I will be seeing you in some new videos that are going to be good. Coming soon. Yeah. Excellent.